everybody. Okay, this is a stencil. It's kind of a folk art style stencil that I cut on my silhouette. I found this image on the Silhouette store. If you want to know how to cut stencils on your silhouette, I found it on Amazon. So, or on YouTube, just YouTube it. I don't remember who I did it, but basically you get this stencil material from Hobby Lobby, and you get giant sheets for basically $4. And of course you can use your coupon on it so that it's $2. And when you cut that down into stencils this size, they become pennies. So I love making stencils with my silhouette. I'm taking a slightly different approach, as you can see. I traced that whole stencil in black. And this is on mixed media paper that I have here. And I'm going to use my brush show. And I chose, I think it was moss green and lime green, so that I could get a nice rich combination of yellow greens and blue greens. So I'm applying water all over, and I'm tapping on my brush show, and I just fiddle with this a little bit just to kind of give it an overall background. Okay, now I'm tapping on the other one, and if you've ever worked with brush show or Color Burst by Ken Oliver, there are just lots of fun. There are water, or like a dust-based watercolor. So then it wasn't reacting as much as I liked. I think my son has stolen my little spray bottle, so I just start working with my my big water brush to get that worked out, to get that all hydrated. And I do some tapping because it was making a lot of puddles. And I come in again with more color because I wanted a little more color. These little tiny bottles, they're like little eyedropper bottles. I got them on Amazon for, I think it was like $5 for like 50 of them or something. Really inexpensive, which makes it really easy to apply the brush show. These are my Pearl-Ex paints that I make, and I have a video from very, very early in my time on YouTube called The Case for Pearl-Ex, and in that video, amongst other things, I explain how to make these paints. And they are more shiny and vivid than any Twinkling H2O or any other paint that I have seen out on the market. And this took a while too, but I am painting in this whole thing. Sorry for the light, I didn't realize that. I didn't realize that sunshine was doing that. So I'm painting here, and it takes quite a while. And I thought I put this in 8 times, and maybe I did, but anyway, there I'm drying it and painting and drying and painting. And it took quite a long time, but it came out kind of neat, and it was fun. The idea here is that the brush show creates a background that's sort of tie-dye, and then the little elements of the design are in a super shiny Pearl-Ex mica finish. So there's that contrast between the tie-dye background and the extremely shiny metallic finish of the design. And that's really what I was going for here. I struggled a bit with brushes because my watercolor brushes are super lame, and there's just no money right now to go get more, so I'll just keep working with my super lame little brushes and work them out. But it's okay. You know, you work with what you've got, and that's what's great about crafting, is that there's almost always times when you can find ways to do things that will work within your budget. So that's what I'm doing here. And you can see I've got a lot of different colors. I've got a yellow, I've got a light blue, I have a purple, a red, a gold, and a green. I think those were the colors that I chose. So I finally finished. And I wanted to darken the lines around the outside. So I'm just using my ruler to do that with my little Sharpie pen that I used to trace the whole thing. I wanted to preserve a little bit of the edge, and so you'll see when I cut this, I don't cut on the line. I cut about 1/8 of an inch past the line so that there's a border of that tie-dye around the outside of my motif. And it just sort of, I don't know, it looks kind of neat. I like it. A little bit different way to use a stencil that you may not have thought of. There's lots and lots and lots of ways to use stencils. If you'll just like open your mind to the creative possibility of stencils, they are one of the least expensive and most versatile tools on the market. They're just lots of fun things you can do with stencils. Okay, I'm showing you some embossing powder that I have. It's just a purple glitter embossing powder and a little tag that I had in my stash. And I'm going to make a greeting. It says hiya on there. Just a hello card, basically. Seem to be needing a lot of those since I moved away from where I had been living, and I've got so many loved ones off far away on the other side of the country now. So I'm making this, and I'm just going to emboss that. It's actually kind of a simple card. The background was what took the most time. At some point this piece cuts off. My bird jumped on the computer and caused it to cut off. So it does. I don't quite get you to the finish line here, but pretty darn close. And then you'll see in the pictures what I did with it. So here I'm embossing my hiya. And then I'm going to add some ribbon, and I think that's Stampin' Up! Ribbon. And I've got, yeah, I think they were both from Stampin' Up! And I do a little bit of fray check on the edges of my, and there's the bird, so we're probably about done here. I hope you enjoyed this card, and I hope you enjoyed this new way to make, to do stenciling. Have a nice day.